Willkommen! It's Sodom in Steelchaos 2019. What do you have here? Tom without shirt.
Wat hebben we hier?
So we have a kind of
we come from the stage 5 minutes ago. We had a good time there.
we don't have any excuse.
Crazy people.
So let's start with the easy question.
Yes.
What do you think about sodomy?
Sodom or Sodom?
Sodomy.
Sodomy. Sodomy. What is it? Can
It's
you
about
tell?
loving in the ass.
No. Sodomy is different. You know, sodomy is also having sex with animals.
So you have been in Finland for
I don't
quite a
know.
bit of times.
I don't know how often I've been there. But the first time with the new members, I've been there 3 times, 4 times. I don't know.
How do you cope doing thrash metal in the German way after all these years? You've been in the business long enough to see every fucking trick in the business. How does it cope for you?
Okay, what is the meaning of thrash metal in your opinion, or in mine?
Your
You
opinion.
know, in my thrash metal means do what you want. You know, we love this kind of music, and there is no record company telling us doing this, doing that. You know, we're gonna get more commercial. You know, Sodom is the only band who keep in a line. You know, we never change, and thrash metal is the music we love. You know, it's pure metal. There are so many metal bands around, which is not really metal.
So this brings us to the next question. How do you define metal in the first place? I mean, there are plenty of bands that are pretty much rock and roll, but not exactly metal. And then there are metal bands that try to be so badly to be metal, but are not exactly metal. But you are all there.
I think what we do is pure heavy metal. You know? I think it's not thrash metal. When we started the band, you know, nobody was talking about thrash metal. You know, that comes later. I think in '83, '85, or whatever. You know, but we just do the music we love, and that's metal. You know? And we play live. There's a lot of bands who don't play live. You know? Coming from the computer, whatever, you know, what we never, you know. But it's also a kind of lifestyle. You know? We like to be on the road, we like to be on the stage, you know, we like to do the music. You know? It's not just to make money or whatever. It's coming from here.
You started early in the 80s, and things have changed a lot during these years. I mean, thrash metal never got into big, but you kept it going on, and then also your lyrical topics changed. How do you see nowadays Sodom versus the early ones?
Yeah, what I told before, Sodom we never change really, you know. We try to, we got some new members in the band, we try to write better songs, we try to get a better production, we're recording an album, you know. But the way we're gonna write songs, it's the same. We're gonna meet in the rehearsal room and we do a jam session and we start writing a song. There is no MP3 trading, you know, because my guitarist is living in England and my drummer is living in America, you know. Mm-hmm. That's not a band, you know. I always try to keep a band together. You know? Sometimes I have to react, you know? Sometimes I have to change. You know? No, that's a spirit. We try to keep the spirit of the 80s, you know. And I think Sodom is the only band who get it, you know. We never change, you know, and that is very important. We know we don't want to leave our fans disappointed after a show or when we bring out a record, you know. We know exactly what the fans want, you know.
Don't you feel that you're kind of a dinosaur of your own age? Is this kind of a bold statement, or is it true in a way?
What is my age?
25.
25.
You know, age doesn't matter, you know.
So you don't think age has any meaning when you go on stage? You don't think there's a difference between going at 70 years old or 25?
Yeah, okay, if you're 20 or if you are, it's my age, 46.
That's a lie.
That's the difference. You know, you're getting older, you're getting more tired, you know, you're getting... we drink more, you know. I never mind, you know. I want to do the music as long as possible, as long as I'm gonna stay healthy or creative, doing music, writing lyrics, whatever I'm gonna do it, you know. But I don't want to die on the stage like Lemmy. You know, I saw the last.
So where do you want to die?
I want to die in bed, you know.
Having sex?
Having sex, maybe.
Or
I don't want to die in a hospital or whatever. I want to die in my own bed, you know.
So what is your bed?
But it's not a dream to die on a stage, you know.
So you cannot imagine yourself doing a kind of a Agent Orange and having a heart attack.
Yes, it could happen all the time, you know. But no, you can. I don't want to do stop music when I'm not more able to do it, you know. When I can go on stage, you know, when I can't write a song or lyrics, whatever, then it's gone. The party's over, you know. What I told before was Motorhead, you know, but there's a big business behind a band like Motorhead, you know. They want to sell. They want to sell merchandise, they want to sell records, they will have sold out shows, you know, and I never mind, you know. When I say it's gone, I stop doing this.
So what you gonna do when this is all over?
After this, after music, Hartz IV.
How does it translate?
Du kriegst Hartz V.
Hartz V, nothing, you know. Just relax, you know. But you know, if you're a professional musician, it's also you make a kind of hobby, you know, and you get paid for it, you know. That's amazing. You know?
So what does keep your motor running? I mean, about
Cigarettes?
That is how you make riffs?
No, what keeps me running, you know, a good band.
I mean, how you have the energy and kind of inspiration to create
That is
new
a good
riffs and lyrics and all that stuff. What inspires you these days? You see, no.
I get no inspiration from outside, you know. I never look what other bands can do. You know? I start writing my lyrics. We start writing our songs, you know. And inspiration is it's not just it's business, okay. We have contracts, you know, and we have to do records, and we have to do this, doing that. You know. But it's funny, you know. We have a lot of fun to do this, you know, and that is my inspiration.
So it's all about having fun.
If it's getting boring, whatever, I go on stage, whatever, no, it's gone, you know.
You have also re-recorded some of the older songs. What made you do it versus?
We re-recorded Agent Orange on the new EP. Yes, that's right. You know. Because we have 30 years, we want to show the people that Agent Orange don't change. You know, when Frank came back to the band, you know, it's just exactly the same guitar sound. You know, and Agent Orange song we're gonna play live every show. About 30 years, you know, and it never changed. I know musicians when they're gonna play an older song all over the decades, you know, they changed a little bit. We don't change. Agent Orange is the song like it is, you know, like it is on the original album, you know. And if you're gonna look on the EP, it's the same length exactly. Das heißt aber, ist nicht gewollt.
Not intentional.
Yes, Zufall.
Why did you decide to go?
And also when you bring an EP out, you know, it's the same price if you're gonna do 3 songs on it or 5. You know.
So why did you want to go for an EP with live songs also?
Yes, it's just for free, you know. It's for the fans, you know. We want to show the fans we're still alive. We're gonna do music, and now we start writing songs for the next album, which come out next year. You know.
So this is kind of a teaser of the new album, so to speak. What can we expect from the new album then?
A new Sodom album, you know.
But this is going to be better than the previous ones.
Yeah, it's not better. It's different, you know. I think the next Sodom album will be the most important in my life, you know. After the lineup change 2 years ago, you know, people say the band is gone, you know, the band is dead, you know. No, we are still alive, you know. And we have good songwriters in the band like Frank or York, you know. They're gonna write perfect metal songs, you know. This will be a really good Sodom, maybe the heaviest album, but the best songs we ever written, you know, in my opinion.
Why did you have to become so old to make the heaviest album of all time? What did you do in the
that is
90s?
inspiring. The next one is the heaviest. I always tell you, you know. Yeah, but we want to do it as heavy as possible, you know. In a combination with good melodic guitar solos, guitar riffs, whatever, you know. But it's just a new Sodom album now. And we also think about doing a better production. We think about going to a real studio because a lot of bands you can record your guitar at home, you know, with a computer, you know. And my dream is going with a band to a real studio and working or mixing the next album on an analog mixing desk, you know. That is my dream because we want to get the sound from the 80s back, you know.
Some people have called you the most challenging person in the German thrash metal scene because you're kind of a bossy character. How do you respond to these kind of accusations?
Yeah, they're right.
So is it that there is
I respect all the other thrash bands coming from Germany too. You know. I respect Creator, I respect Destruction or Taker, whatever. There's so many bands around, you know. And I'm really proud that these bands are still alive, you know. That I hope that the new generation of metal fans, and tonight, for example, there were a lot of young people in the crowd, you know, who like real heavy metal, you know, and it's my dream that the new generation like 80s style heavy metal music, you know.
Back in the 80s, I mean, it was different to create this kind of a new generation of metal, and it was you were the pioneers of doing that. But nowadays, everybody's having certain kind of expectations, be it death metal, black metal, thrash metal, and all that stuff. How do you manage to do with such a competition? How do you keep people going like, hey, we're Sodom, we're relevant?
There is no competition.
You're the best.
No, I don't. We are not the best. You know, I never mind what other bands gonna do. Mm-hmm. I'm proud, and I know that we are a strong part in the metal scene, you know, the international metal scene. You know. I never mind what other bands do. I'm a metal fan, you know, but I'm not. I don't have the money to buy all the stuff which come out every month, you know. I don't have the time to listen to all the stuff, you know. All the black metal bands, you know. I know that Sodom is a big influence to younger bands, you know. Mm-hmm. That makes me proud. But you cannot repeat the time, you know. You cannot say, oh, I'm gonna do 80s metal, you know. You can't.
You just can't.
It was a different time, you know. It was a different spirit, different time, you know. And but it makes me proud that the black metal bands are inspired by us, you know. And because we talk about the first record in the Sound of Evil of Security was a kind of black metal, you know. And after that we changed lyrically and the music and with the new guitars, you know.
How much you think you left an influence these different kind of styles or sub-genres of metal now in the hindsight?
Yeah, it's what I thought. It's a big influence to younger bands. You know, I have a lot of contact to younger bands who want to ask me, what can I do to get a rock star? You know, and I can tell them, just do the music you want. You know, but never give up anything. You know, your studio, school, whatever, working. You know, it's hard. The business change. You know, and to get a professional musician nowadays, you have to do really special music. And when we started the band, there was just a handful of bands doing this kind of music, and each of them get a record deal, you know, no problem. You know. But the time changed, you know. But what you told before, you know, I'm proud that the band is still alive, you know, after all the years, you know.
You also did a kind of a one-of-a-kind kind of a release back with the M16. You went all the way to kind of this Vietnam flashback and stuff like that, and you made all that kind of a modern hallmark of an album with that. How can you imagine what would be the nowadays? Like, I mean, you did all the early 80s stuff, and you did like the modern stuff. But how would Sodom leave its mark in the 2020s?
Yes, on a new album, on a new single, on a new EP. That's the lyrics about the World War I, you know. Mm-hmm. I'm interested in history, and history is also the war, you know. Why not, you know? I just describe how bad the war could be or is, you know. Mm-hmm. You never find any political opinion. Even if you try to read between the lines, you know. I just describe it, you know. And my grandfather was fighting in World War I, and I remember that he told me stories about it, you know. And I found an old postcard from grandfather, you know, where he writes some stuff on the back, you know. And then it's coming back, you know. And then I start looking documentaries, you know, reading books about all this stuff, you know. History, I'm very interested in all this stuff, you know. And it's a good inspiration for writing lyrics, you know.
Lots of
and as
shit
long
has
the war
happened.
is growing up and the war is around, you know, I write lyrics about it, you know.
There has been a lot of shit going on in the German history, especially in the 90s. So I mean, like,
No, nowadays the whole world is getting out of control, you know. Everything fucked up, you know. But for me, it's a big inspiration of it, you know, writing something. If you're a thrash band, you know, you have to, I don't want to write any fantasy lyrics, you know, like Manowar want to do. You know. I want to write lyrics about the real life, you know.
yeah. But what about these that so many medias and people in certain groups try to kind of label when you're writing about history? They're like, okay, you are this political group because you're writing about history.
Oh, you're a fascist, you know.
Yeah.
I know. I remember when we played Bobenhagen the first time when we recorded this song.
Which is also in a new EP.
Yes, and then people say, well, this is a fascist band, they're going to play the national anthem into the song. You know, why not, you know? We are Germans.
Yeah.
We
have your history.
I'm not left and I'm not right, I'm in the middle, you know. SPD. And no, we are not fascist band, you know. We just describe it, you know.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah,
Why
but-
do you think people try to use it against bands such as you? Why do you think they have this message?
You know, this song Bobenhagen, we recorded live with a band called Die Böse Onkels. You heard about it? And this band was, I don't know, they were not fascist band, you know. And people say, oh, how we can play with Böse Onkels, they were fascists, you know. They don't are fascists, you know. They are not, you know. And for me, that was a chance to play in the Felddienst Arena in Gelsenkirchen. In front of a big crowd, you know. How many people were there? 50,000, 60,000, 70,000, I don't know. I took the chance, you know, because the singer of the band is a Sodom fan. And I said, okay, Sodom is living in Gelsenkirchen in this area. They're going to support us. They're going to open the show. Why not? You know, I'm a musician. I want to play.
What do you think about?
But then if somebody said they play with Uncle, they're fascists, they're this, they're that, you know, I never mind, you know. Oh, fuck them, you know. I always do what I want, you know.
You also had your kind of a side project like Uncle Tom and stuff like that. What is the meaning of that besides having Sodom?
It's what you told me. It's a side project. Sodom is my main band, and always will be. You know. Yes, we played yesterday with Uncle Tom. It's funny to do. You know, it's different music, but it's metal. You know, it's also a little bit punk. You know, with traditional German drinking songs. You know, and the message is really simple: have a good time, drink your beer, and make a party. You know?
Why do German bands make so much big thing about drinking beer? I mean, you have Tankard also.
You don't?
No, Finns are so much more boring. But I mean, in general, I mean, why don't, you know, bands like Metallica or Anthrax or Slayer sing about drinking beers? But
Never.
you have quite a few songs.
I think because what we talked before, you know, because it's so cheap. You know? I remember when we played a tour with Finchhall.
Yeah.
And they've been in Germany for the first time, and we go to the store, you know, to the supermarket, you know, and there was a big can of beer, 39 cents. It's nothing.
It's nothing here.
That was like a paradise for them. You know? And alcohol is really cheap in Germany. Everybody can buy that.
But we still have bigger problems in Finland when it comes to drinking, even though it's so much more expensive. How can you explain
Yeah, how
that?
expensive is a can, you know?
That is probably €1.30.
That's okay.
So you have to spend like 4 times the money I'm out in Germany.
In Germany, it's for free. You know?
Yeah, and you don't have the same kind of alcohol problem. What is that with?
I don't have any alcohol problems. I never had, you know.
But why do Finns have then? When it's so much more expensive. How do you explain that?
Yeah, but
Germans are better drinkers.
yeah, but there are so many alcoholics around, you know, also in your country. You know? All right, they pay the price, you know. You know, I'm not alcoholic. We drink when we drink some beers after the show, you know, being together with our friends, you know. If you have vacation or a free weekend, you know, I go with my friends drinking beer, you know. But when I sit at home working, I don't drink.
All right. So, what will happen in Sodom camp, so to speak, in next 5 years?
In next 5 years?
Yeah, we need to foresee the future. Because I'm not gonna interview you in next week.
The next year is a new album, you know, and we try to start more touring, more shows, you know. I don't know what happened in 5 years. Maybe I'm gonna die, you know. I don't know.
You're just gonna play trash and die.
Yes.
All right. What
I give you a promise. We never change, you know.
you're not gonna change. You just die.
This kind of music, which is called witching metal, you know. It's a different style of metal. What we're gonna do, and we keep on doing this, you know. And we never change. I don't want to leave my fans disappointed, you know. We're gonna do this music because we love it. That's the only reason we do it.
So, in a metaphorically speaking, you have this torch called the Torch of Sodom. Will it just die, or will you pass it on to a different generation of bands?
If a band like Sodom gonna die, you know, you cannot replace a band like us.
Of course, but will there be a kind of a inheritor? You know, will there be something or somebody that you will just like, okay, take the torch. Like, I'm gonna leave the throne, and whoever gets the throne will be.
I give the scepter to another one, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
No, the name, the band name Sodom, is just me.
Yeah, of course, but I mean,
But when we're gonna die, you know, always stop doing this music. We're gonna leave a lot of, you know. That Sodom is also history, you know. And as long as people get inspired of our music, you know, we always live, you know. We never die. Music never dies, you know. You know, I think even in 20 years or 30 years, people like Mode, you know. Because
of course.
That's you leave something, you know. When you go, you know. And that is important. But when I die, I never mind, you know. What happened, you know.
All right. Do you have any wisdom to share with the new bands that are like bands like, okay, we're gonna be like those guys. You're gonna go after Tom. What would be your grandfatherly advice to these guys? Like, don't do it, or just do it.
Yeah, do it, but don't give up anything, you know.
Don't compromise.
Yes. If you have a studio, or you go to school, or you have a job, you know, or you have a girlfriend, whatever, you know, keep it. Just do the music for yourself, and don't try to do music just for money, you know. Yeah, that's what I gotta always tell to younger bands or younger musicians, you know. Just do the music with your friends, you know. Try to rent a rehearsal room, making music, you know. That's the thing, you know. And maybe you are lucky, you get a record deal, you know, or you get a good record deal, and you make a little bit money, you get some shows, you know. There are so many festivals around, you know. But there's the bigger professional festivals in Germany just take bands with a record deal, you know. And if you have no record deal, you never get a chance to go up on stage there.
So that's it.
It's a really hard business, you know. Take care.
Take care.
Yeah.
Well, can I leave with that? Listen to Uncle Tom. He has some wise words to you guys and gals. So,
Words of wisdom.
Words of wisdom. Drink your booze wisely and do your shit.
All right.
Rauta and Steelchaos 2019.
And see you next year.
Until next
Same
year.
place, different time, I hope.
Thank you very much. Now we can have it.
Jetzt könnt ihr applaudieren. Ne?
Achso.
You were a good audience, staying silent.
Kannst du da Musik hören lassen?